if you wish to drive away negative thoughts from your mind, here is a simple recipe. One little girl was working on her homework, very absorbed, and that caught her mother's attention. She said to her daughter, "Meenu beti, what are you working on?" The little child, on his 4th birthday, his parents arranged for a party, and all the friends and relatives were coming with gifts. Wonderful packages tied in ribbons with fancy decoration paper. And they were placing it before the child until he was in the midst of all these gifts. The parents thought he will be so happy. So they asked him, "Tinku, what do you have to say?" Tinku looked around and said, "Where are the rest of my presents?" Now that is taking your blessings for granted. It is surprising that people who are the wealthiest may have a string of complaints, and people who are the poorest may be filled with gratitude. Because when I go to the tiniest of villages and meet the poorest of people, I see in them such a joy. They say, "I'm so thankful to God." I say, "What are you thankful about?" "The gift of life, the air that I breathe, the ability to do something." And then I go to Seattle, where 30-year-old Indians in the IT industry, they are earning $400K a year. That is the average salary amongst the Indian IT people. And they are so unhappy. I gave a lecture in Microsoft, gave a lecture in Amazon. You have to find a happy person with a torchlight. "What are you unhappy about?" Swamiji, I say, "Look, 99.9% of the engineers in the world will do anything to change their job with yours. And you've got this job and still you found a reason to be unhappy." So there is also the law of decreasing marginal gratitude. See, if you did economics, macroeconomics 101, you of course heard of the law of decreasing marginal utility. Now this is decreasing marginal gratitude. One man lost his way in the forest. So for 40 hours he was hungry. And the mice were running in his stomach, as they say, until he found an apple tree full of apples. He said, "Hey Bhagwan, oh God, you are so great. Thank you God, thank you God." He was experiencing so much of gratitude when he ate the first apple. But when he ate the second apple, he was experiencing less gratitude. And on the third apple, he was experiencing less gratitude. And the fourth, it had decreased further. And by the time he ate the 10th apple, he forgot that God is blessing him with this. He just took it for granted. Now, we all need to be wary of this problem of forgetting the blessings. The real test is to see blessings even in situations of adversity. One Guruji was going on a holy pilgrimage with his flock of disciples. Now they were walking, from when you have to go to Yamunotri. Earlier days used to be a long walk and no food on the way. So all the disciples were hungry. And by the time they reached at night, Guruji knew that they are all demoralized. So they said, "Guruji, what do we do now? Should we go to sleep?" He said, "No, let's all get together and let's thank God." Thank God, but He didn't arrange for food for us. He said, "No. God arranged for us to practice austerity today. He knows what is good for us. In his divine wisdom, he decided that a little austerity will be beneficial. Let us thank him for it. So the ability to be thankful even when the situation is adverse, that is the art of positive thinking. One little girl was working on her homework, very absorbed, and that caught her mother's attention. The mother was filled with the worries that had been in her head about the taxes that had to be filled, and the house was dirty and needed to be cleaned, and preparation was to be done for the party the next day. She said to her daughter, Meenu beti, what are you working on? Meenu said, Mummy, I'm working on negative gratitude. Mummy said, negative gratitude? Mummy, my teacher has given me homework today. Write down negative things in your life for which you are grateful. Mummy said, negative things for which you are grateful? What have you written? Let me see. The daughter Meenu had written, I am thankful for my final exams because it means that the summer vacation is nearby. I am so thankful for the bitter medicine because it means I will get cured. I am so thankful for my mama scolding because it means she loves me and wants me to improve. The mother said, I need a double dose of this myself. She went into her study room and got her book and started writing. I am thankful for the taxes I have to pay because it means I have an income. There are those who don't. I am so grateful for having to clean up the mess that my husband and Meenu make in the house because it means I have a house. I am so thankful for having to prepare for the party for friends and relatives because it means I have so many friends and relatives. So in every situation, you can look at it like this or look at it like that. It all depends upon you. Learn to cultivate the attitude of gratitude. Don't be like that ungrateful husband. When COVID fell, initially, there was a lockdown, severe lockdown. And many husbands were working from home for the first time, to the consternation of their wives. And one husband had this really obnoxious nature. He would keep on finding flaws with his wife's work. And when she would prepare the meal with all her love, he would manage to find some defect in the cooking. Well, one day he crossed all limits. He said the sabzi has got no flavor in it and the dal has got no aroma in it. And he went on and on and on. Half an hour later, an ambulance from the hospital pulled up and a few gentlemen wearing PP suits. They arrived. They grabbed him. He said, what's going on? They said, your wife has phoned the hospital. They suspect you of COVID because your taste and nose are not working. This is being ungrateful. Jagat Guru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj said, simply keep on remembering your graces and you can fill up an entire book. And if you remember them, you will automatically develop love for God. Only one person cannot be grateful to God. Who is that person? The rich person looked at the poor and said, thank God I'm not poor. The poor person looked at the sick one and said, thank God I am not sick, I am well. The sick person looked at the mentally deranged person and said, "Thank God, I am normal." The mentally deranged person looked at the dead corpse that was being taken away and said, "Thank God, I am not dead." Only the dead man could not thank God. So, remember, if you wish to drive away negative thoughts from your mind, here is a simple recipe. Start focusing on your blessings, and all of us have so many blessings in our life. This attitude of gratitude is a wonderful thing to cultivate for enhancing our inner joy. It will also help you counter stress because you will reframe the situations. It will strengthen your heart and make you a healthier person. It will make you more amenable and nourish your relationships with positivity.